All right, what's going on, y'all, man? So, big recruiting news today. Officially, Ryan Mosley has announced his top 5 per Hayes Fawcett of 0-3. Outstanding player, obviously, for Carrollton. I've seen him up close and personal. Very impressive. But let's talk about that top 5. All right, man, top 5 right here includes a surprising team. I didn't think this team would be on here, but Nebraska is on the list, also including Texas A&M, a really good team and program as we continue to see them continue to rise. Already got an outstanding receiver that's committed in Aaron Gregory. You got Georgia, obviously. We know what they've been able to produce. Then you look at South Carolina, and then obviously Alabama. Now, currently right now, he's obviously trending for South Carolina. We'll see how that continues to go and how they continue to recruit. But Georgia does have a good chance because they can get him on campus whenever, right? He's at Carrollton. They made a state championship this past season. He absolutely went off. These was his stats from last year, right? 55 catches this past year, 848 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Led Carrollton in touchdowns this year. The only other was Peyton Zachary, who led the team with nearly 1,000 yards. He's committed to UNLV. But Mosley absolutely popped off, played up against Grayson in the state championship game, and absolutely did his thing, man. Went off for a big-time touchdown catch where he broke 2 tackles and ran all the way for a touchdown. Big body receiver at 6'3", 200. You're looking at a guy that could be a great, not just 50-50 guy, but a guy that's real physical at the point of catch, right? Elusive in the open field. You're also looking at a guy that could be a big red zone threat as well. So you're looking at really an all-around great player that could potentially make a big impact at the next stage. The schools and best fits, I mean, I don't think you could go wrong with any of the schools, really. Nebraska, I haven't really heard a lot about them, and especially with producing receivers over the last few seasons. So I would say probably Nebraska is probably not a good bet, but I think Texas A&M, he can go out there and go ball. They got a really good base. I like Mike Elko as their head coach. South Carolina, we see what they've been able to do. You're at least going to have a good quarterback at the helm. I know Lenore Sellers is leaving, but think about what they got coming up with Prentice Aaron Nolan. He should still be there unless he hits the transfer portal. Bama, we know what Bama's been able to produce. You'll likely be paired with Keelan Russell at that point. Austin McIntyre Simpson's their quarterbacks now. Obviously, Russell's a freshman, but he should be there when you go in there next year. And you look at what the trajectory of Orion Williams, right? A guy that, is producing at a high level as a freshman and put the whole world on notice, right? So you're going to get your opportunities. And then obviously Georgia. Georgia's not playing around either. They're obviously very aggressive. You've seen what they did in the portal. You see this 2025 class they have in. I mean, I think he'd be a guy for them, you know what I'm saying, and it could potentially make a difference, I don't want to say day one because it's so hard to start for Georgia so early on in your young career, but he could definitely make an impact that freshman season. So, yeah, man, that is my thoughts. Really a great top 5. I mean, when you look at this top 5, I think he did outstanding as far as receivers and what each team has been able to produce. I don't think it gets much better than that. So, outstanding job with his top 5. Interesting to see where he goes. But he might become a South Carolina Gamecock. It feels like that. But, hey, you got OVs coming up as well and visits. It could change, man. You never know how the OV goes. But shout out to Ryan Mosley, man, one of the best receivers we have here in the state of Georgia, man. Finally announces his top 5, man. That's my thoughts, man. Comment below. Where should he go?